Hi guys. I'm gonna do my first photo review. I'm just finished my first year of school as a photo major, and I'm gonna be starting my second year as a photo major in the fall. So I figured I'll do some Instagram uh, reviews, photo critiques. So we do critique in school all the time, where we analyze people's work, and it's not to say their work is bad. That's just to say hey, here's things that could be better, but that's just my opinion. Take it how you want. Don't listen to it. Whatever. There's times where even my professor says something that it's okay, I'll think about it, but ultimately I still like the image, or ultimately I still do that thing over and over again. And art is subjective. Photography is cool because it mixes tech and art. So there's objective technology and sciences in photography, but it's subjective. What you create with it can be subjective in an art form. So that's kind of why I really like photography. So anyway, let me make sure OBS is recording. And every time I do that, it closes Instagram for some reason. So I'm going to look at Peter McKinnon, because I think Peter McKinnon was one of the photographers that made me want to actually do photography as a career. So we're going to look at his work. Now looking back, it's I look at it differently than when I first looked at it. So looking at this first image, this is the latest image on his Instagram. Um, as far as at the time of recording this. So right now, what we see, this is a landscape shot, obviously. Um, oh, looks for Canada Day. Anyway, so compositionally, I think it's good. Um, again, I just finished my first year. I don't have an MFA or anything. I don't even have my AAS yet. Um, so don't, I'm not gonna have the same expertise that my professors would. Um, but I do think it's a little out of focus down here. I think you could have used a higher f-stop or even focus stacking. So that's one thing I'm gonna talk about is right down here. It's a little blurry, but I do like that it's not just solid white. It's broken up between this right here. Up here we have the way the clouds are. We have a difference between our highlight and shadow in the clouds as well. So no um, there's no just blank negative spaces up here. So those are things that I think are really great. Again, I would just say to maybe watch on the focus down here. So let's go on to the next image. So um, see, the lighting here is really cool. I'm wondering, I do think maybe there could be a little bit more light down here. Maybe if there was some flash or something, it would have just popped it out. Um, I'm also curious to know how much detail is being lost in these shadows. I mean, it looks pretty good. Um, but yeah, I'd absolutely say definitely put some light down here. I mean, it's good contrast from up here. I just wish there was a little bit more light down here. Color's really nice. I wonder what as far as color science goes, anything that could have been done differently. How accurate are the colors? Um, but definitely still a good shot. I mean, Peter's been doing this for a long time, so obviously he's got a good taste already. But again, a little out of focus here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's kind of my personal taste. I thought shooting at low f-stop all the time was great. And now I'm of the camp that's always shooting at f11, f16, f22 and getting everything in focus. So I'm definitely of a different opinion at this point. So moving forward. Okay, so it's just a shot from a helicopter. Um, I think there's a lot of focus here. Again, I think there, could have been a little more focus here, but might be a little dead in the lake. A little overexposed, and maybe a little too underexposed over here. Um, but good color. I really like that. At least on my screen, it looks pretty good. Um, composition is pretty decent. I like the top-down look. It's as far as looking at the angles, it's pretty good. Um, looking at all of these, we're seeing um, a lot of like the John Sarkowski um, 5 points of critique going on. I mean, I'm not really seeing the decisive moment in these first two images. Um, this one I would definitely say has like a decisive moment. Like, what would it look like if he took the photo a moment later, moment before? Because obviously there's movement to this image. So how would that have looked if it was at like a second earlier, second later? Those are things we just don't know, but I think he did a good job here. There's kind of like a frame with the arc here. If he was maybe over a little bit further here, had his feet more into like this section right there. I'd like to see that. So that's some of the critique I guess I could talk about. Only two more on this photo. Okay, right away, the first thing I noticed is that he didn't put the horizon line right in the middle of the head. Um, I'm not sure if that's him or not, but I think it's a somewhat successful silhouette. I think the brightness could have been edited out a little bit in post, made the silhouette a little bit darker and not have some of the glow right there. Um, could have added to the silhouette, maybe making this part of his body a little bit darker. Um, Having detail in the sky, especially shooting against the sun, is hard to begin with. The fact that there's detail in the sky is great. I would like to see something up here, like a bird or something. Um, the ripples in the water like kind of fill up that void. But yeah, again, like up here, I wish there was something. It's a little too overexposed over here. Could have maybe brought that down a little bit. But good silhouette overall. Like I said, it could be a little bit darker, a little bit, yeah, edited a little bit better. But I do like that his head isn't like going right through the horizon line. That's like a big rookie mistake. I've definitely made that mistake before in the past. Horizon lines, trees, so that's good. We have this perfectly outlined by the water. It doesn't overlap up here. So again, the vantage point really good. So I would say 7 out of 10 on this one. Um, just because I wish there was like a bird up here or something. That would have been great. Um, all right, I'm gonna just say the first thing I see is this tree right here, and it just feels weird that it's like um, it's kind of crossing through here. In a way, you could kind of see this as a cross. So good two-dimensional breakdown, flattening, because photography is a two-dimensional um, format. So collapsing the space is very important. So you could look at this as like, oh, he saw the cross, but I don't know if he saw that or not. And again, that attributes to how much you see religious value or whatever. It's all skeptical. But it feels weird the way it lines up. Like it could have been over a little bit more, or even if it was over here, um, you know, I think it could have been done better. Maybe if he was to the right a little bit more, so where like this tree was more to the this side of the frame, and then there, yeah. So it's kind of like you're looking through these two trees right here, and then have like the payoff in the middle, or if there's like a boat out there, there would have been some payoff. Again, feeling like there's a little bit negative space up here. Like if there's a bird, even just Photoshop a bird in. I'm not about like purity in that sense of like, oh my God, there has to be completely organic. If there's something missing up here, like Photoshop a damn bird or a helicopter or something in there, like that would have just like kind of helped with that space up here. The reflections in the water, I don't feel like that helps with like the negative space down here. Again, I feel like if this was more to the left, and it's more framed between these sandwiched between these two trees, and then you had like a boat out here on the water. There's like that payoff to look between, like looking through the trees, and then having that payoff in the middle. Um, so, and is this the last photo? Yeah, that's the last photo. So, short videos. I just want to put these out like every now and again. Um, I hope you enjoyed the video and give it a thumbs up and a subscribe if you like it. If you want to see more of this, please let me know because I really want to know if I should do more of like these photo critiques. Um, I'm not saying all photographers should go to college, but I think it's interesting my perspective before going to college and looking at art through an academic lens versus the way I saw photography before and now looking at it after going to college for a year and studying this stuff extensively because the first year is a lot of composition and technique and stuff. So I mean we learned a lot of technical stuff as well, um, but a lot of it was like composition and how we actually take photographs. Um, so it's a different perspective now to look at someone like Peter McKinnon, who didn't go to school for it. And I'm gonna look at other artists too. If anyone, just one person comments this, because I only have like 30 subscribers. If one person comments like, "Hey, do more of these," like the next one's probably gonna be Quill Lemons because I really like Quill Lemons' work. I was introduced to his work through Aperture Foundation with New Black Vanguard. So like I would love to like do a deep dive into the work he has on Instagram because I only originally saw a snippet of it through the New Black Vanguard book. So like actually like seeing some stuff that might not be in the book would be really cool. And I'm gonna do this through Instagram because it's easy to screen cap this stuff and go right through a photographer's work. Um, so yeah, so again, subscribe, give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if that's what you want. So yeah, have a good day, and I hope you liked the video. Bye.